I moved to Hoi An out of love and fear. After a year in Da Nang, life began to shift. Friends slowly left, beautiful connection dissolved one by one. I was no longer sure if I should stay. Deep inside, a familiar fear started to arise.
Let's do it, Chief John!
Hai ba zo, hai ba zo, hai ba jump.
Happy New Year, dog!
Happy New Year.
Like a new life, eh?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
The fear of being left behind. When everything changes, it can feel like the ground disappears beneath your feet.
I was thinking about moving to Ho Chi Minh City, but everybody just keep telling me the same thing. They say that it was expensive, chaotic, kind of dangerous. Well, spoiler alert, it was not, and I enjoyed it very much. You might probably know Ho Chi Minh City by another name, which is Saigon, which is the old name. And I moved to Ho Chi Minh City after a year of living in Hoi An. I loved it very much, but that's a story for another video. So during that time, there was another opportunity come back. I used to work as an Italian-speaking tour guide before COVID. And after COVID, as the tourism get back on track, a lot of Italian tourists come back to Vietnam. And usually on their tour, they would only go to Huế or Hoi An. Da Nang was kind of in the middle, so living there was not make sense in my opinion. So I decided to move to Hoi An.
In my final days in Da Nang, I started reaching for a dream I had long left unfinished: singing. I loved singing since I was 5 years old. Becoming a singer has always been my dream, but never one I truly dared to pursue. Art demands courage. This time, I decided to try. I found singing opportunities in Hoi An and was invited to perform. In films, the protagonists always step onto the stage and somehow shine effortlessly. A part of me believed that would happen to me too. It didn't. I wasn't good enough. For the first time, I had to face a quiet, painful truth. I was not yet capable of touching my own dream. The helplessness hurt so deeply that I almost gave up. But fortunately, I didn't. I began taking vocal lessons, and for the next 3 years, I am still keep learning. I moved to Hoi An to be closer to the stage, yet shortly after arriving, I was let go because, well, I still wasn't good enough.
You guys might only familiar with Hoi An with the yellow area, which is a very beautiful area, but Hoi An have more to offer. My knowledge of Hoi An was very limited before that, because before that I was just only going to Hoi An during my trip with my families, and we would just only be there for like a couple of hours. The first time I went to Hoi An as an adult was the summer of 2022 when I decided to move to Da Nang. And there I was with a friend. She booked a homestay near a second-hand store named Tit. And then we went to check out some of their stuff. While we were there, we meet Sun An. He was like a photographer that learning to take photos, and he offered us to take some photo with him. We did, and then after that, they offer us to come back to celebrate with them for like a small get-together in the local. We get to know everybody, and then in the next morning, they offer to take us to the most beautiful coffee shop in the area. They even let us use their bike on the way to explore the city. I felt a very warm and a very welcoming connection and energy, and it was very fun. So on summer of 2023, when I decided to move to Hoi An, I found a house of a girl named Phụng. She and her family was also very welcoming. They have 2 children named Messi and Mickey, and I was feeling the family energy. The feeling of being included and having a family was a very nice touch.
And at that same time, I fell in love. He was from Hoi An. We had a young and passionate love. I wouldn't usually share my love life that much online, but this is very important for the plot. We moved into a new home together. This is the largest place I had ever lived in, with an incredible kind rent. We adopt cats and for the first time, life looked perfect. As someone who grew up in an unhappy family, this was everything I had ever dreamed of. A home, a partner I love, stability, peace. And yet, I wasn't happy. And that's what the most frightening part. When you finally have everything you want, wish for, and still feel lost, you begin to wonder, will I ever be happy? I became irritable. I stopped making videos and I grew to resent the things I once loved. And without meaning to, I became someone I didn't like as a partner and as a person. My boyfriend at that time carried his own pressures. Slowly, our relationship turned toxic. I hated who I became around him, and I hated seeing him become someone smaller beside me. My relationship with singing suffered too. I practiced in fear, afraid that people will write about me, afraid I would never be enough. At some point, the unhappiness reached its lowest point, and for the first time, I no longer recognized myself.
I decided to build a channel just for singing, which is this channel that you are currently watching. But during that time, I was not very sure about how I do it. I have everything in my hand, the camera, the mic, the idea, the place, but I just keep hesitated. I was afraid of being judged. I was afraid that people were gonna judge me and people were gonna tell me that I couldn't do it. But the most important thing was I was afraid that they were right, that I couldn't, that I never will be able to achieve my dream. So I just keep delaying it, and at the end of the day, I couldn't done anything. Not even a single video.
So I went to therapy. There I realized what made me happy is not stability. It is growth. The feeling of becoming better, a little more whole each day. Hoi An was beautiful, but it was also too peaceful for the person I was becoming. I had a lovely circle of friends, women in their 50s, with whom I share wine and cheese. It was warm, it was gentle, we have a lot of beautiful memory together, but it wasn't enough. I longed to learn, to expand, to see the world beyond stillness. And so, once again, I left. Sometimes love means letting go. Not because love have faded, but because you want what is the best for the person you love and for yourself. In the days before I left, we argue a lot. Neither of us, me or my ex-boyfriend, had the courage to ask the other to stay. So arguments became our only language for saying, I still love you.
Before moving, I was trying my best to enjoy Hoi An. It is, in fact, only when you're about to lose something that you start to appreciate it. But is it a little bit too late? I brought two of my assistants to Hoi An for a trip. I shared with them really good seafood, really good beaches, and just hanging out with them and with my friends. I enjoyed it, every moment of it, but it was a little bit short. Well, what can I do? Before moving, I met up with my girlfriends, and there was Majore. She was like my aunt, and she gave me a necklace with the picture of Hoi An in it, and she told me that her house in Hoi An would be my house, and whenever I needed it, I can just come back and be with her. It is at that moment that I feel very touched. I feel like for the first time for a very long while, I can rely on someone. She was like a mother, like a grandmother, like a very wonderful person taking care of me. A year later, when I come back to Hoi An, unfortunately, I couldn't meet up with Majore or other of my friends. It is how life works, because things change and relationships don't stay the same. But it's okay too, because we had such a good time together, isn't it?
On my last day in Hoi An, the sun was radiant. As the car door closed, I looked into his eyes and saw something shatter quietly within them. It was over. Later, we both came to understand, no matter how painful, it was the right decision. Because real love is not holding on at all costs. Sometimes it is being willing to walk away so the other person can become happier. There are many ways to love someone, sometimes leaving them is one. My journey continued to Saigon. Amid its rust and chaos, I found myself become stronger, more certain of my dreams, more honest with who I am. The story of Saigon is about dreams, about facing them truthfully and finding the courage to pursue them. And there, you also see the next chapter of my love for singing. And if this story resonates with you, feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know that I'm not alone here. And feel free to share it with someone who might need it. Thank you for being here.
I'm Silvia. I'm a singer-songwriter. I'm also a content creator in Vietnamese. I'm also studying for my master in clinical psychology here in Italy. You can call me a chaotic mess. Yes, it's fine. And I'm doing this video to reflect on my journey of becoming a better person, of going through every city and understand about each culture and understand about myself. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to support me, there could be a link down below for you to buy me a coffee. Yes, a coffee. So until next time, thank you for being here. Bye.